So, thanks to social media, anyone and everyone with a TikTok account knows how to steal a Kia or a Hyundai. Heck, it's even led to the viral sensation, the Kia Boys, which no is not a boy band, but rather a group of people that took advantage of the old mechanical key ignition systems that don't use immobilizers in old Kias and Hyundais for easy joyrides or more. These are the 10 most stolen cars, and you better hope that yours is not on this list. Welcome to Idealist, like, subscribe, and don't steal cars. Let's go. Okay, we're starting with a car that's the #1 most stolen car really ever. It's the Hyundai Elantra. All right, folks, let's talk about why the Hyundai Elantra is becoming the car thief's best friend these days. Yep, the Elantra, especially those older models. Yeah, these first generations have climbed the ranks in not a good way to become the most stolen car out there. So let's break down the reasons why. First up, we've got the lack of engine immobilizers. Now, if you're driving one of the older Elantras, you might not have this fancy electronic security device that stops the car from starting without the correct key. No immobilizer means it's a lot easier for those pesky thieves to hotwire your ride and drive off into the sunset. Then there's the widely available information. Yeah, thanks to TikTok and YouTube, it's like car theft has gone viral. Seriously, there are tutorials out there showing you exactly how to jack certain models, including the Elantra. These videos, well, they break down how to bypass the ignition system using just some basic tools that you can get at Harbor Freight. Or something as simple as this little USB cord. Yes, this can start your Hyundai. Elantras are a dime a dozen because they're cheap and they're relatively reliable. And if a thief is into more than just a joyride, well, the market for used parts on the Elantra is very hot right now. So they can dismantle them and make themselves a nice chunk of change. So if you have an Elantra, especially an older one, well, double lock your doors and put an AirTag in it. Trust me, because you never know if it'll be there where you last parked it. And the data, well, it doesn't lie. It's the most stolen vehicle with over 48,000 of them being hot over the last year. Hyundai Sonata. Well, what a surprise. The bigger brother to the Elantra. Well, the Sonata is second on our list of cars that are getting driven by anyone other than their owners. And I'm not going to bore you with the same info that we just talked about with the Elantra, because the Sonata has the same guts as the most stolen car. So the only reason I think this is #2 and not #1 is because the Elantra, well, it's smaller, and the average sales price starts at around $5,000 used, according to AutoTempest, while the larger Sonata has an average starting price of $7,000 used. And that $2,000 price difference can mean the cheaper Hyundai is more plentiful on the streets. So when you're looking for a Hyundai to grab for a free ride, most likely there's more of the cheaper car available. And most of these lawbreakers are probably, well, not too picky. But because they're a little bit more expensive, that's probably why there's only 42,000 of them stolen every year, which is 6,000 less than the Elantra. And real quick, if you woke up this morning and found that your car's been stolen, or you just want to buy another ideal ride, well, check out AutoTempest. I've linked to their website in the first pinned comment below. There's thousands of vehicles for sale there, and you can get great cars at ideal prices. Check out the pinned first comment below and go shopping, baby. Kia Optima. From one Korean manufacturer to another, the Kia Optima, although not as popular as the Hyundais, cracks the top 3 for the most stolen vehicle in a year. Now, the ignition system and the locking mechanism on older vehicles, specifically 2016 and older, are particularly easy to bypass. This isn't just a theory. It's been proven time and time again, making the Optima an easy mark for even the most amateur of car thieves. You know, those ones that learn how to do it on YouTube, TikTok. Now, this shouldn't come as a very big surprise because, well, seeing that Hyundai owns Kia and they share a ton of basic parts, That said, there's some easy ways to protect your ride. Invest in a good anti-theft system, which costs a couple $100. Get a steering wheel lock to keep honest people honest. And try to park in a well-lit area if possible. If you do all that, chances are you probably won't be one of the 30,000 plus Optima owners that come out to see that their ride just isn't there. Chevy Silverado 1500. Moving on to our first most stolen truck on this list, the Chevy Silverado 1500 wins. Or loses. These things are magnets for car thieves, and with the lack of engine immobilizers and how much trucks have appreciated over the last couple of years, and you guys remember OnStar? Yeah, their whole scheme was to keep your vehicle safer, although tech-savvy thieves can use apps to bypass the OnStar security system to easily unlock the truck, disable the security, and start your vehicle without a key. Yeah, these things are literally stolen with an iPhone, which is amazing. That's probably why almost 25,000 of these trucks are stolen every single year. Kia Soul. The Kia boys, well, they're striking again on this boxy, distinctly shaped Kia Soul, the hamster mobile. It's got a spacious interior for all the thieves' tools, which as we've learned, well, they don't really need many to get in and get going to steal your soul. Ugh. That hurts. Something as simple as a screwdriver can be used to force the ignition cylinder and start the vehicle, which is literally what you see in movies like Gone in 60 Seconds and Fast and Furious. And since it's that easy, well, it's no wonder that there's 21,000 deaths per year of this hamster mobile. Honda Accord. You probably already know that the Honda Accord is one of the best-selling vehicles in the United States, so that means that there's a lot of them on the road. The ones that thieves target are the models in the 1990s, though, because they literally have no security measures. A quick bypass of the ignition system, and a thief is off running on their own accord. So, if you have an Accord, well, be careful, because 21,001 get stolen every year. Honda Civic. Next up is the Accord's little brother, the Honda Civic. And again, being one of the most popular cars in America and one of the most reliable ever made, there's a really good reason why a lot of owners won't even lock their doors, hoping that a thief won't break a window to steal their car to add to the cost when they get it returned, if they even want it returned. Plus, since they run forever, used parts are in super high demand. Since a lot of them are on the road, if something breaks, you need to buy a used part, it's cheap. Makes sense. So, in a carjacker's mind, well, that's really easy money to make a quick buck just by stripping it down and selling parts on eBay. Seriously, don't do that. And these Civics, spelled both forwards and backwards, are targeted and stolen 19,858 times every single year. Kia Forte. Coming in hot next is a Kia Forte, which honestly, it's a car that I don't really know why you'd want to steal, except if you need wheels, and it's super easy to get behind the wheel and get it going down the road. I guess, well, they are kind of sleek and stylish, but the Kia boys aren't very picky when it comes to targeting a Kia. This one has to be the most fuel efficient of the group, and if they're lucky, they'll find a Forte GT, which offers a turbocharged engine, sport-tuned suspension, and a whole lot of other performance-oriented features that the car thief will probably not even use, but well, yeah, I mean, it's still easy to steal because it's a Kia. That said, I don't think it makes the best getaway car, yet 16,209 are stolen every 365 days. Ford F-150 pickup. Surprise, surprise, the second truck on the list is the Ford F-150, you know, the best-selling truck in America for like a bazillion years. And it's a huge target for some free wheels. So again, there are a ton of them out there, and if they're stolen in the higher trim levels, you know, the Raptor or Platinum, well, thieves can profit greatly by selling those parts on the black market. On newer trucks, these guys with sticky little fingers often exploit the keyless entry system using a relay attack, where they amplify the signal from the key fob inside a house to unlock and start the truck without needing an actual key. On older models, it's super easy, just bypass the ignition system. And this is by far one of the top vehicles to be stolen and then shipped overseas to be sold whole or in parts. 15,852 get taken away from their rightful owner every year, which, given the amount of F-150s on the road, it's actually a smaller percentage, but still, if you own one of these, you gotta be careful. Kia Sportage. Now, to round out the top 10, surprise, surprise, it is another Kia. This time, it is the Sportage. And as you can tell, that with the virality of how-tos and how to break into a Kia and how much Kias are on the road, it makes sense why there are so many Kias on this ideal list. No, it's not ideal. I mean, this is getting to the point where honestly, if I owned a Kia, I'd probably just put a BMW badge on it because there were no BMWs in this top 10 list. And hey, that's actually a pretty good idea. You can buy this BMW badge on Temu for like $5. Yeah, it's not authentic, but you know, it'll give some people a laugh and it'll deter thieves from actually stealing your car. And you might want to do that because unfortunately 15,749 Kia Sportages are stolen every single year. So what if you own one of these vehicles or you just don't want to get your car targeted and stolen in the future? Well, there's a couple of tips and tricks that I use, and I haven't gotten a car stolen yet. First, always lock your doors and roll up your windows. Also, use a vehicle immobilizer so your car can't get hot wired. Plus, something that I personally do in all my vehicles, and you probably should too, is get an air tag in each one. Shove it somewhere where it would be hard to get. You know, one of those places when change falls out of your pocket and you can't get it in between the seats. Well, that's a great spot. And hint, they're only $29 and will help you locate your vehicle if it gets stolen and you can get it recovered by the cops. You don't go get it yourself. That's no. And lastly, if you have a keyless entry, not to scare you, but you can get a relay enhancer for $36 on Temu, which means that they could essentially steal your vehicle while your key is in your house, and they just blast the frequency to your car, start it, and off they're going. So something we do at my house is we use a car key blocker, where we can put all our keys in, and when we're home, there's no way a car thief can boost our signal and make off with our ideal ride. So let the fun begin. In the comments, have you ever gotten a car stolen and what happened to it? I cannot wait to hear your guys' stories, and I hope it actually turned out okay for you. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad the Financial Cowboy. This is Ideal. We'll see you next week, and promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.